Welcome back, family. Mission Critical Podcast Season 2.
Well, we outside tomorrow.
We outside, literally.
I know,
but it's good. It's great.
We need that.
I like it.
Change it.
We're going to get into a lot this season. We're going to be talking about a plethora of things, but I want to hone in on leadership. How you feel about that?
Needful.
Needful? Okay. I need y'all to get into the Mission Critical Podcast. She gonna make it known.
We'll make it on. Now the other one, she had issues in an earlier stage.
Okay.
That it was. She wouldn't say that per se. It just felt shared, and she didn't feel that her was coming out through different veins, not so much verbally like my oldest daughter.
Yeah.
She would want to get the bell, just some things, and say different words, that kind of stuff, and all it was because
she felt the pull.
Yeah, she felt the pull.
So let me ask you this. Bringing them along in ministry, do you feel like they have become more understanding?
That's the ownership.
Yes. Come on, kids.
Once they get on, that's why I really hate the terminology, and it bothers me. I don't say much about it, but since I'm on this podcast, I'm going to say it. It irks me when somebody say pre-K kids. It pisses me off, to be honest with you.
Because you alienate them?
You put them on you tagging my children. They didn't ask to be a preacher's child. They are a child who dad happened to be a preacher.
Right.
And most times they get labeled to be something
that's not who they are.
They are. So I fought all my life for my church to be you. You know, and I commend our church. Very few people call out my kids at our own church. I'm a PK. Very few.
Because their term's kind of old school. They ain't calling nobody no preacher kid no more. Yeah.
You know, and she hear my oldest daughter hear more now because she in a profession. But we fought for that. We fought for that. When they go to children's church, they are children in children's church, and their dad has to be the pastor up front. Now I get it because they are. I'm the pastor. My children right there. I'm not saying. You know, there are some privileges that just come with the territory. It is what it is. But I didn't want them to be ever be labeled as pre-K. I wanted them to be them who dad happens to be a preacher. That's what I wanted them to own. And then when they came along in ministry and they started like putting their hands on it and like, okay, now I feel this thing. It don't feel like it's all rigid and I can still kind of be me and let me wrap around the ministry instead of making the ministry wrap around me where we lose who we are. We put packages, we make HBWC become them. No, I don't want that. I want them to put a package around HBWC. Now, they authenticity, who they are, shows up, and now they can be who they are at whatever level that is, and that's how we miss it sometimes. With our kids who are in ministry, we try to make the ministry the package and wrap around the child. That ain't so unfair. Make the child wrap around the ministry and let the ministry now blossom to whatever they're supposed to become in that moment. So it's a struggle now, I'm not gonna lie, but it's a work in progress.
So how would you say ministry has changed for you, maybe your output, your view, since your children have been involved? I mean, you have one who's a executive director, assistant. You have one that works in media. She's really a part. Are you more like, I gotta listen? Are they pointing out things that you didn't see before?
They have. Now they are eyes that and the greatest thing about that one, they're pointing out things from their generation eyes. So I'm not just getting like eyes from my own eye generation. My wife does that well, but my daughter, who's a millennial, my oldest one millennial, and my baby girl, the Gen Z, something, one of them G's.
Right.
So you're talking about two different views from how they see ministry and how they view it from a place like, I didn't, and it's all good stuff. They literally see it and they tell me stuff. Now I gotta decide how I'm gonna put it out.
Yes.
But they are viewing it from their view with a good heart that I didn't see. It's good, and it's been good stuff. I'm not gonna lie, it's been good stuff.
It has been. I'm gonna tell you, if you had come to 2007 Alberta Road, we doing that Faith Flick series. I told the executive team that popcorn after service, it just, I don't know, just something as simple as that.
Yeah.
And I don't know whose idea it was, but it worked. It worked with the theme. And so bringing those elements, to ministry, you can be in ministry and still, serve in the greatest capacity that you can, just being you. And I love that.
Being you.
I love that.
Being you. I think we lose that in ministry. And that's why a lot of folk, like, I'll wait till I get old. I'm telling you, the sooner you get, whether it's your teenager, or whatever, hands on this horse called ministry, the better. I'm not talking about waiting till they're perfect, because that's too late.
Yeah,
if you wait until they're perfect, you already late.
Yeah.
I'm talking about let them lead the nursery, and they're 13 to 14 years old. They're not perfect. A supervisor oversee them, but now their hands is on it, and that's what we're missing. They think they gotta be this big or whatever. Yeah. Ministry is not just in church. Ministry is when they want that classroom on the school ground. That's ministry too. So now they don't have to divide the two no more. Right. I'm doing ministry, whether I'm a cheerleader, basketball player, in the classroom. We're making ministry wherever we go now instead of that building we go to. And that's one of the greatest things about raising kids in ministry at your house. Because they're like, Dad, when are you not pastor? I'm not. I'm always pastor. When are you not dad? Well, I'm always dad. When are you not the business? I'm always the business owner. I'm always this guy at Walmart. So wherever I go, I'm that guy. And I don't have to change because I change rooms.
I love that, because discipleship can happen anywhere. So teaching your children that they can be in ministry here, there, and everywhere, that's a great start to discipleship.
That's a beautiful thing.
Let me ask you this.
Uh-oh.
How did your family respond to your call for ministry? When I say your family, I mean outside of your wife and your children. When you told like your mom, your sisters, your brothers that, or even if you did tell them, because sometimes it's just better not to even say to family, just do what you're going to do, because they will discourage you. You could think, oh, God called me to do X, Y, Z. And the moment you say that to a family member is the moment that you start having second thoughts, because they ain't gonna say, well, you used to be
Great thing I didn't have that, but a lot of times what you're finding out with that and ministering my brothers and sisters group, or that it's not so much they don't want you in ministry, they feel they're gonna lose something in you with them.
I believe that. Like, oh, you ain't gonna be able to shoot pool and play spades.
They feel like they're going to lose something with you. Yeah. When I said I was going to ministry, mine was easy because of my makeup and my aura. I was in the military. I was already the oldest brother. I was kind of like, that clean cut guy. I had my moments. I was one thing about my sinful ways when I really was sinning out there, when I really was, I was low the bar sinning. I was always that guy though, but if I sin, I could show up the next day in the military in ranks. I done got high, whatever, all the next morning, you would know it. I always kept my sin in private. I'm not trying,
to each his own. I'm just giving you the playbook on what to do. I get it.
I just kept my, there was something about respect I had to have.
Right. It's no need to be loud and wrong. Just choose a struggle. Yeah, you don't have to be out here putting your sin on Front Street. Because anyway, sin's gonna eventually do that for you. So yeah.
So when I came back and started doing things like, man, you always been a good guy. I'm like, oh, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
Don't put me on the pedestal.
Now I'm not that guy. So when I answered the call, they're like, well, that fits you. I remember one time, y'all. I'm gonna share something.
I like a good story.
We when I came outside, so we outside. I remember when I was nobody never know I did this. So when on a few people, those that know on the podcast that I did this, please don't make comments. But I used to be an undercover drug agent. I was an undercover drug agent, and I went to a house one time to buy some serious dope. I mean, I knew the guy. He was pushing some weight, and so I went there I had bought some of the dope, I bought a lot of dope, but this one guy they wanted that we can't get him. I like, give me a shot. I kept like, give me a shot at him, and so I did. I went at him, no guard, no whatever, and when I stepped up to him, and try to purchase what I want to buy from him. He's like, Levi. I said, huh? He said, now, I don't know why you're here, but I'm not going to sell to you. You know why? I said, why? I knew you in school. You didn't do it in school, and you wasn't that guy. So I'm not going to give you because I don't want to be part of it. I like, really? I mean,
on the inside, you say, yeah, I understand.
And so I walked away. And so, of course, I'm went above. Everybody had the conversation. They're like, what was that all about? I said, I didn't expect that conversation to come alive, about, where I was at that moment. But he remembered me when I was a younger kid. You were just that straight kid back then. And I don't see the people I'm selling to don't look like you. And so I've always had that look. I was class president. I was a student council president. So I always had that look. And so now when I became a ministry, it kind of
carried over.
It fits you anyway. So I didn't have that bad role from family. Now, others do have their own story where you become if you do it or don't do it. And I also think it's unfair, Tawana, that we make ministry all about preaching. I do think that there are some roles that we have overlooked, the gifts in the families, who people may not stand in the pulpit, but they do other things. Look where we at right now, how we setting up. That's all ministry. If we're not careful, we'll overlook that and make it all about me and you talking.
Right. Yeah, I love it because we actually have some great leaders in ministry. Not even leaders, it's members. People who don't want to be members. People who don't want to be leaders, but really it's bursting out of them. Who prefer to kind of just be members. But we have some great people in ministry.
Awesome people that does ministry.
I love it.
Awesome, and how they come together and work is amazing, and how they shape and form. Because it's all about the kingdom and how we make each other better. And so ministry in itself is big. I've been doing that for, this is my 17th year of pastoring, but yet I've only been in full-time ministry now 9 years, and that has been the best thing I've done in my life. Besides getting married, get my wife out there.
I know. She's a lovely something. Woo! I love her.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you this. What has piqued your interest with leadership? I see you have, you told me you were in the process of writing a leadership book. I see you doing conferences. I see you doing in-person trainings. What is it about leadership that has your ear and heart?
One thing about leadership with me, I try to run away from this part about leadership. I just want to be a leader. And I just want to be a good leader, all right? And just do right by people and live out leadership. Now I'm in a place where I gotta now teach leadership, train leadership. And I think sometimes as people, we forget that we think that we gotta wait till we get 10,000 members or we gotta be on the greatest platform to be heard. Just because you're on a platform to be a great leader. And now every conversation I have, everybody I talk to matters. And so now we got this plethora of buffoonery about what leadership look like from politics, from preachers that give a bad eye on leadership. So I'm not going to sit by no longer and look at it, talk about it, and guess at it. I'm not going to put myself in a position to speak to it and help train better leaders. I
love that. So where do you see yourself in leadership?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
No, if God could pick you, put you on a plane, and drop you off in your ideal space of leadership, where would it be?
Woo! Lord, help me. If God could drop me in my ideal space in leadership, I would love to be in a room. I would do a speaking training with thousands of people, and then right off of that, recruit about 30 or 40 leaders with me. And then we break out for the next hour into small session of training one-on-one segments. Because leadership on the stage is one thing, but then showing you how to do it is something else. And so I was telling one of my team leaders the other day, I love pastoring. I love what I do on the stage. I'm going to do it as long as God tells me to. But one of my things, if I had to step off from that stage, it'd be the leadership platform. If I had to step off from pastoring, it'll be leadership platform. Because I can do that sitting right here. I can do that sitting in the chair right now in the leadership. I'm saying you don't have to be on a stage to do that. But I think every time you open your mouth and if one person listens to you, that's leadership. That's why leadership matters, and that's why leadership is in demand. Because when you say something and you realize that you are influencing somebody, you pay attention to what you say. You don't talk as fast. You think slower. You move different because you realize I'm affecting someone. Once you own leadership, that's why people on our podcast want to struggle with leadership because they think the position is the leader. No. If you are in a place you're in, from marriage to, if you're at the gas pump getting gas, and someone's standing looking at you, you believe it or not, you're influencing them. Someone, there's a different thing at the store. You're influencing them. If we take on that role and wear it and own it and stop saying, no, that's the president's job. No, I didn't ask for the position. I promise you, once we own that, we will cause a domino effect for those around us and don't even know it. Don't even know it.
I love it.
Don't even know it.
All right. I got a question.
We don't have a question.
I know. I always have a question.
One day I'm gonna have a question for her. No.
Who's your favorite leader in the Bible? And don't tell me John. Don't say John.
I won't say John. Okay, I won't say John.
He loved John.
I won't say John. I won't say John. I won't say John.
If you had to think about it.
If I had to pick a leader out the Bible, I would say Gideon.
Gideon. Every time I ask a question, I have this formulated answer in my head about how I think he might answer. He says something off the wall. Gideon. Gideon? Why Gideon, Pastor?
Gideon was number one. He was not trying to be a leader. All right, he was minding his business. He was the smallest clan of them they were, and God picked Gideon, right? And then when he picked Gideon, when Gideon now get a whole army, he downsizes his army. All right. Yeah, you got too many. You still got too many. Well, now the one that get on the knees and lap like a dog, and that's the one that's with you. Now the army has gone from huge to small, which forced Gideon to rely on God. It forces you to use all your leadership skill without all the big names and the big stuff. It's easy to be a leader when everybody know your name. It's easy to be a leader when your legacy, your mom had 1,000 folks, then you just get her folks. Yeah. It's easy to say, but when you got to work for it, when you earn that spot, when you got to fight to be in that spot, baby, leadership is different when you have worked for your name out there. Gideon had to do it different than the average guy on the backside. That's why I like Gideon. Who you thought would call?
I don't know. Maybe somebody well-known, David. I don't know. Some Moses. I'm always talking about Moses.
We don't. I tell you what, we have to be careful here because Jesus had 12 disciples, right? Yes. He had 12 disciples. One of them betrayed him, right? Mm-hmm. Well, we talk about Peter a lot. We talk about John a lot, and we talk about Matthew only because his name's in the book, but we don't talk about other 9.
We really don't.
And they were just as significant. You know what I'm saying? Without those disciples doing those things and spreading the gospel, spreading the news, that's how it got out there. It wasn't just because Peter and Paul, and we see their name because they're out front. Yeah. But we miss those guys on the backside that we never talk about. They got the gospel out there like it is. So I think we do a disservice because we think leadership is about being seen.
Yeah.
How you seen?
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody should write a book about the other.
So what's your greatest? What's your leader in the Bible?
Well, it's really not a person. I would say it would be like a Proverbs 31 woman, if that could be personified. If I could put that in a person, if it could be an Esther. But when I look at the Proverbs 31 woman, if I could put her in a person, that would be a great leader to me, because how the Bible talks about how she does with her family. And maybe it's because of my place where I am in life right now, as a wife, as a mom, as a woman. It's like, that's what I aspire to be.
Let me ask you this question. Why do you think we fight so much as a society with women leadership? You had an opportunity to vote a black female president of the United States. As much as we can talk about the qualifications, we can talk about all the other things that why she didn't win. But can we just get to the nitty-gritty here?
Yeah.
She might didn't win
Because she was a
female.
woman?
Yep.
I think in some positions, the male race may view it's okay for the woman to be beside me, but if she has a position above me, that could be she wasn't intended to be, over me. She was intended to be to my left or to my right or that over here, but she was never intended to be
There.
here.
Yeah, and that's just our reality in our country. It's our country that as much as our females have done well. I mean, we got some of the most greatest leaders in the world in the position that working. I mean, getting it hard. But why, when it comes to that big boy, the one at top, is where the struggle may come in at. It also, her running for office show us who we are in deep down inside.
It put a mirror back on
It just does. Whoever, Obama running for office shows us who we are inside. I'm about to say something else. Trump running for office shows us who we are inside.
What we stand for, what we let slide.
It just shows us who we are inside. Georgia is about to be up against about to show who we are. You got a black female running for governor, another male running for governor, and now just based on what they look right now, she's to be more qualified than both if for qualifications. Now I'm not trying to tell y'all who to vote for. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I'm just talking about reality check here. We just hope and pray that we've come to a place now that we can make a decision based on qualification and what's needful for our state instead of saying male or female.
We got some praying to do, Pastor, because we just not there yet as a society. We're just not there yet. We're just not there yet.
And I pray that I'm not trying to make somebody. What I'm saying is, here's our reality. That even the governors out of the United States have never had a black female governor anyway. And so when we start making decisions about things, we need to really check our own hearts on why we're making decisions.
Right.
Maybe you do have some issues with a female in charge and don't know it.
Or maybe you do have an issue with an African American in charge. You might not know it. Maybe you do have an issue with a Caucasian being in charge. You might not know it. So it's really a heart check.
God, and I think the Pope said something about even our current president, Donald Trump, and they did a video with him. He sent out to all our ministers, and I don't know if it was AI or what. I hope it was him. It was real good. He said that our president of the United States right now is a turning point for the hearts of America. It's not about the seat he's in. It's about who's in our seat. It's about how we view how our heart is. And God will allow things like different people, circumstances to expose our true heart about things. When we see injustice, what do our hearts do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Leadership of the beast. If I say leadership is a good one for me because we have so many pictures of it that I think that is just wrong.
Yeah.
Personally, I just think they're wrong. And I've had great leaders over me. I've had some.
Some people you need to pray for.
I've had some leaders. And those times I had leadership over me that was bad, and I would always pray to God about those bad leaders I had. The Holy Spirit always tell me, it's not them they got to change. It's you. You got to decide if you want to sit up under that.
Yeah. And for me, it's a no.
You know what I mean? Because some of those leaders were transit. They were transit leaders. They were going to be there long anyway.
Right.
I had to decide whether or not I can wait this out without my hand being dirty. I would never want my hand to be tied in with something that was dirty. I just didn't want that.
But I like the fact that when I have, I'm not going to say a corrupt leader, but a leader that can do better because it teaches me.
How you said that? A leader can do better.
It teaches me what not to do in my leadership roles. I've had some pretty extensive leadership roles. I served as an assistant director of a nursing home. And that was given to me fairly quickly. I mean, I don't even think, I probably was a nurse 2 years. and walked into that role, and that came with just a lot.
Wow.
So, leadership, I found out very quickly my leadership really did matter. So, but I think over the course of time, I've taken just snippets from great leaders and not so great leaders to make me who I am today as a leader. So I'm thankful.
And putting yourself in rooms to be better. You cannot say you're gonna be a better leader if you haven't seen better, because you just subconsciously, if you serve on a bad leadership, you can say all day you're gonna be a better leader. When you get in charge, you're gonna move subconsciously what you saw. Now you may not do stuff like malicious stuff, hateful, but that may turn your back. But if you're not reading books or what you have to go against that. When I saw my dad do crazy stuff to my mom, right? So when I got married, I'm like, I will not be that way to my wife. Light come on.
Ding, ding,
dude.
You being that way,
subconsciously, you had no other home but look at. You had no other house to look at but the one you was in. Yeah. So subconsciously, when life started getting crazy or something triggered, I responded to what's in my subconscious mind. That was my front. And so until you see good leadership or have something to compare it to, you're going to almost replicate what you saw.
Yeah. That's why it's important to get in rooms that are bigger than you.
Love that. Oh, you're gonna scare you.
Yeah, that's gonna scare you. It's gonna challenge you and grow you up. And you don't have to be perfect when you come into that room, but just willing to grow and be better.
Listen, one of the biggest rooms I've been in leadership. I've been in a lot of them, but just currently, I'm also certified Maxwell coach and leader and trainer with John Maxwell. And I remember the first time I went to that training, Dewana. Oh my God, that room of those leaders and what they were saying was so, it was humongous. It felt not just bigger than me. It felt like the energy was like, you know what? You can do better. It spoke volume that you could value people better. Yeah. You could move differently, and not leaving out there just turn. You can go in some rooms and turn them off. Or don't go to every meeting or conference. They got these small segments. You didn't go to them. You paid for it, but you didn't show up. You didn't talk to people. You didn't learn nothing. And come home just empty-headed as you went. No, if you go to a room and really take it all in, bring it all back, and then use it as you need it. But those rooms like that, that's why going to them once a year to a conference, it reignites you. You know what I'm saying? You get like, oh, we can do this because the people, if you really value people like you say you do, how you value them is you be better. All right? You become better. That's how you value people. Don't tell me you value your people and you ignorant. You value your people because you're going to training. You value your people because you're getting better. But if you're not getting better as a leader and you have nothing to give them, you don't value them. Don't tell me you value people and you don't get trained. Don't tell me you don't value people and you don't do things on the side that make you better. I'm getting hyped. I gotta calm down about leadership. I love it.
Woo. The Mission Critical Podcast, where you can get life coaching. It's all of the things, but I appreciate it. I appreciate your leadership. I appreciate how you pour into the people. I appreciate how you pour into me. I love this podcast. Even though we're talking, I'm learning at the same time, making me a mental checklist of the things.
Let me tell you something. My daughter, right, Alexis, right, she got me reading a book.
What genre? What kind of book is this?
Leadership.
Okay.
It's a leadership book. She got us reading on, I think it's 100 Times Leader. Woo! And I'm like, Lexus, you mean to read what? She's, Dad, this book gonna change the game. And I started reading the book. Come on. I haven't read but 30 pages. It had changed the game. Whoa. It changed the game. And one of the things about the book is talk about is namely, I'm hoping I pronounce it right, called Shapar. A Shapar is a person who help people climb the Mount Everest mountain, right? Mm-hmm. So let's take another wingspan or bandwidth, energy, lung capacity. Well, you first have to climb the Mount Everest to help someone climb it. Come on now, you see what I'm saying? You have to, so that take a whole another level of learning how to breathe a new air, how to move differently. But when you do that, you're bringing someone else along the way to be the same level of leader and breathe different. So you're gonna make some falls here now, but tell you what, you gotta breathe different. You're trying to move at a new leadership, but breathe down at the same low level leadership. Just those 30 pages that my daughter have me reading right now on leadership, on how your oxygen must change when you're bringing, it takes a whole different oxygen when you're bringing someone else along.
That's a word.
I'm trying to tell you, you can't have the same oxygen. It's one oxygen for yourself, but to bring someone else along with you is a whole nother oxygen. It helps change the game. I'm telling you, change the game. I'm not trying to sell a book today. Change the game.
All right, I got to check that one out. All right, family. Mission Critical Podcast, where you can get it all. You can get a little bit or you can get a lot. Just depends on what you want.
There you go.
We love you guys so much. Listen, follow us. You don't want to miss all these gems that the good doctor drops, okay? We love you guys so much. Ring our bell. We'll see you on the next Mission Critical Podcast.